knew how to pay them. They're just paying, minimums here, minimums there, and not really being intentional. But once you get focused, the more intense you become, the more intense you become, the greater you will move, and the quicker your debts will get paid off. And also, like throw in, there's some cases where we're going to have some huge numbers. I ran into someone who, in their 50s, with $150,000 of student loan debt, that she was trying to pay off. Am I going to tell her to sit there and just work through $150,000? No, because that's not realistic. You're going to burn out. You're just not realistic. So what I like to do is something like that, maybe every $5,000, treat yourself. What did you give up, what did you sacrifice to keep more money in your pocket and pay it towards your debt spend money? Did you not go out as often? Did you not go out with your girlfriends or with the fellas or whatever? Treat yourself every now and then. And I like to use the number $5,000. Once you get $5,000 paid off, then go treat yourself. You deserve it. Also, visual aids, those are big. It's nothing like having that chart on the refrigerator. You're coloring it off. You got your big number there, but you're coloring it off. Every $1,000 you pay off, keep scratching it off. It's power in seeing stuff every day. Again, I know we're in our 20s. A lot of people don't like to talk about retirement savings, but quite frankly, this is the time to start. You want to start ASAP, but when is ASAP, you say? It's not tomorrow, if you have, debts or whatever. We usually don't like to start people saving for retirement until you're debt-free, excluding your house. We're not asking you to pay off the house up front. Whenever you're debt-free from all consumer debts, you work through those student loans. That's a big one. And then you had a fully funded emergency fund built up to 3 to 6 months expenses. And then that's when we go into retirement savings. Because now we are not paying any payments. We're not sending no more payments out of the door. It's all staying home. We're not sending $1,200 to the credit card company, to the car company, or whatever, who finance your car. It's all staying with us, and now that's money that we can start putting away for retirement. Ideally, we like to see clients stashing away 15% of your annual income. So if you're making $100,000 a year, that's simple, just to do simple math. It's $15,000 per. $15 you want to stash away for your income. Are we familiar with different retirement plans? I know what 401k plans are, IRAs, things of that nature. So, funny story that I'm human too. Probably not until I left college when I knew the 401k. That's scary. A lot of this stuff is something we should learn in middle school. And I think that's one thing, I know that's one thing that really drove me once I dug into it, and I'm like, and it's stuff that a lot of people don't know. We need to start educating more on it. I thought 401k plan meant you need $401,000 to retire. Okay, that's a good educated guess. But to my the reality hit me, it's only just a tax code. It's tax code 401 subsection K. That's what it means. It basically means that the company you work for can offer you a retirement plan where you can put away money, tax deferred, up to a certain amount per year. And I think right now it's still $18,000 per year. Now, and you also have IRAs, individual retirement arrangements. It's a different limit on those. You can do $5,500 max per year. But if you're older and you're trying to play catch up, you can pay a little more. I think it's $7,500, but we're not that age, so it wouldn't apply to y'all. And it works similar to 401k, where it's tax deferred going in, you haven't paid any money on it. But over the years, as it grows, think back to the Ben and Arthur charts, the compound interest. As it grows, you get down to your 2 million number at retirement. Then once you start drawing off of that, that's when you're going to be required to pay taxes. Just know the government is going to get taxes somewhere. And again, that the compound interest, that's what shows the power of time and consistency of investing. Okay, yeah, here we go. 401k, like I said, it's a tax-deferred savings for your retirement. IRA, same thing, different limit. Once you dig more into it, maybe some more different technical terms that differs. I really want to get to this one, Roth 401k and IRA. Anybody heard of the Roths before? When we're at our age, as young as we are, Roths is the most preferred method that I would steer people towards. Reason being, and just to break down these terms, not to scare you with the terms, Roth, it was just the name of the guy who passed the bill to allow this type of savings. So talking back to the 401k, remember you pay that in before you pay taxes. So you haven't got any money taken out of your taxes, out of your check, and you put it straight into your retirement savings to the 401k. The Roth 401k, that comes after tax dollars. So when you get that check coming home, now you gotta write another check to put it into the Roth 401k. Yeah, you lose the tax savings up front, but think about it again. Once you get down to the end of that chart, you're Ben or you're Arthur, you get down to the end of your chart, you get $2 million again, but except now that we're in the Roth, when we get ready to take that money out, it's tax-free. That's the beauty of it. Whereas 401k and IRAs, you get down to the bottom, you've grown to that amount, but now you gotta pay taxes back to the government. And by us being young and we have time on our side, like I said, we're gonna more than likely, if you start early as possible, putting away 15% of your income every year, we're gonna get to a large number. And I don't know about y'all, but I would like to keep that $2 million, rather than having to pay it back to the government. So that's an example of the difference between the traditional and the Roth version of retirement. Any questions on that? Trying to get too technical. Try to keep it simple, plain Jane. Now, what does it mean? Anybody seen that book before? Come and do the presentation. But so nobody else has seen the book, heard of it? Millionaire Next Door. No. One of the books that probably changed my life, just a different way of thinking. Not really trying to promote the book, but just let you know what it's about. Especially about the average millionaire. So when we hear millionaire, what image pops in your head? So what do you think? When you think of millionaire, what do you think? All right, what you got? Bill Gates, he's a billionaire. Anybody got any other images?
Like a rapper or?
Yeah, see, that's what I get. That's what I want. President? You ever said? Yeah. They believe it, I don't think.
Yeah.
They can make like $200,000 a year. But I think they make it for the rest of their life too. That's good.
Well, I'm talking about our current president, she's going there.
Oh, Trump. President. Man, I couldn't believe it. I was joking with my brother, I was like, man, he probably sitting up there like, man, what did I got myself into? These people actually voted me in. Anyway, it isn't, but so I like to dispel some myths. A lot of people think they see a millionaire, someone who makes $1 million a year. That's what everybody thinks. What's the truth?
Please tell us.
Okay.
Yeah, I want some guesses, some hunches. So, yeah.
Someone who has multiple streams of income.
Most millionaires do have multiple streams of income. That's a true statement.
Is it
how much you own versus how much you owe. So, just take a house for example. Got a house that's worth $200,000, and say you owe still $100,000 on it. If that's the only thing you own, then your net worth is $100,000. Plain and simple. House worth $200,000, you owe nothing on it, your net worth is $200,000. So that's what the true definition of a millionaire is. Your net worth is worth $1 million. And going back to that book, it talks about the average millionaire. It's not what you think, not rappers, athletes. Yeah, they're millionaires, but the average millionaire, that's not who it is at all. I got some examples of millionaires, so let me come up here soon. So it's like, who wants to be a millionaire? Anybody? It's just, money's just a tool. It'll make you a better person either way. But Proverbs 12:15, the way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but a wise man listens to advice. Now the reason I stuck it in there is, next slide coming up, just study best practices. You know, I put this picture because they're sitting out, they see somebody walking up, nice body, whatever. They're looking, man, how did she do that? You know, they finally go up and ask her, and it's simple. Hey, I just ate right. I ate right. Stayed active 4 to 5 times a week. Watch my portion control. It's quite simple, actually. You just gotta do it. So back to so yeah, I just covered it. But now, you want to study best practices. What does a typical millionaire look like? Simple. They spend less than they made over their working lifetime. From the time they entered the workforce, the time they left college, got a job, they simply spent less than they made. They didn't live above their means. Started saving for their retirement in their 20s. Here's a shocker. Never bought new cars. Why is that such a big, can be a big hit to your net worth? Why is that? Why can that be a big hit? If you buy a new car, I should say. We all heard it. When you buy a new car, when you drive off the lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The value. Now you bought a car for $30,000. Now you drive it off, now it's only worth 25, 24. So you've lost $6,000 that quick. And I'm sure you don't want to put your money into no type of investment. The next day you lose $6,000, you'll be pissed, right? and that's the same thing you're doing. Instead, hey, if you drove reliable used cars, 1-year-old, 2-year-old cars, I mean, there are plenty nice cars, 1, 2 years old, that you can ride just fine. You can let somebody else take the hit on that appreciation, and now you're just driving the true value of that car. And then listen to the hype. Tell them to pull their money out of their investments. Anybody remember the last hype we had was the Brexit thing that happened? Everybody, oh, take your money out. Take your money out. I mean, some people did, you know. But if you just look at the history of the stock market, you know, have your money in there. Yeah, you're gonna take some dips. Throughout, all in all, over time, it's always risen. You're gonna dip here, you're gonna go up, you're gonna dip, you're gonna go up. But look at the trend of the overall thing, it's gonna always go up. And honestly, when stuff like that happens, market prices dropping, you see your money going away, that's actually time you should put in more money. And I'll tell you why. It's, for lack of better terms, it's stock going on sale. That's all it is. Now instead of $2 a share, it's just use the numbers. Instead of $2 a share, it's 10 cents a share. So now I'm gonna load up some more in there. So So now when I ride way back up,
So,
I ain't gonna sell them either. I'm gonna keep riding, just keep it in there. You can sell it,
yeah.
you know, some people get into that, you know, the quick trading and get rid of it, it's too risky sometimes. I'm more of a long-term person, just let it ride, ride the wave. And kept steadily investing, like I said. Another trait that, Tom Stanley, who wrote Community Next Door, that he found was most of them were just generous givers. A lot of people like to think of, you know, people amass wealth, they become stingy and hold on to it. That can be further from the truth. Yeah, you have some that's like that, but I mean, most people they're generous and they're giving. They know where they came from, what they had to do to get there. And they just want to, you know, they want to be good stewards with their money. So giving can be a big part of your financial picture. Now, other things to consider, this is just stuff that I wanted to put at the end, that I didn't have time, well, not time, but didn't want to draw the slides out too long. I can write a slide on all this stuff, but just some benchmarks, and I also have a sheet with this stuff on it, other things to consider. So once we leave, I'll get all your email address, I can shoot it out to you. But, you know, once it gets that time, I mean, you can't be in now for your rent side of things, but the mortgage rent payment should not be more than 25% of your take-home pay. Reason being, if you're bringing home a certain amount of money and half of it is going to your rent or half of it is going to your mortgage payment, you're starting behind the 8 ball already. Now you got to figure out how to keep the mortgage. You got to know how to keep the lights on. You got to pay that car note you got. You know, if you still got that debt with you, you still got to cover those expenses on only half your income. So 25% is like a good soft area to stay around, because now you're working with more 75% than 50%. Car loan should not be more than half. Well, so it shouldn't be car loan. It should be the value of the car. The value of your car should not be more than half your annual income. You make $50,000 a year. Your car shouldn't be worth more than $25,000. Reason being, it goes back to that net worth scenario. If you have half of your net worth tied up into a car, what is that car steadily doing over time?
Depreciating.
Going down in value. What is it taking with you? Your net worth.
Yeah.
Take your net worth down with it.
That's good.
But vice versa, not vice versa, but if you have $100,000 income, take a $20,000 car, that's not bad. Because now, even though it's going down in value, it's not taking away from your entire net worth. Big one. Don't compare yourself to others. In the age of social media, I know it can be tough. You see people on IG, Facebook doing such and such, taking these extravagant trips, wearing these expensive clothes, whatnot. The verse I had to go along with that, Galatians 6:4. Each one should test their own actions. Then they can take pride in themselves alone, without comparing themselves to someone else. You know, we're in a society where, you know, a lot of people like to compare themselves and like to have what others got. So that can be a big bust when it comes to your financial picture. It's a good quarter life by T.D. Jakes. When it's not good nor evil, it's not right or wrong, it has no mind of its own. It needs a strategy to empower it. Again, a financial plan, a plan for your money, to say the least. AnnualCreditReport.com. If you notice, I didn't really say anything about credit scores throughout this whole presentation. Why you clapping?
Check mine, we getting there, we are getting there. We are 700.
So, the reason I did not say anything about it me up. I'm not a big fan of it. Why is that? What does your credit score tell you?
You can buy stuff.
Your eligibility.
Credit score is determined by how well you interact with debt. How much debt have you borrowed? How good were you paying it back? How long you had that debt? How much debt do you take out? All related to debt. I'm not a big fan of debt. Don't like it. Why do we try to get a high credit score?
So you can buy stuff.
So we can buy things, so we go back into debt. You know? But I understand the world we live in, you know, it's crazy. Sometimes can't rent an apartment until they check your credit score, where you can really have enough money to buy the whole complex, but they're not gonna let you rent the apartment because of credit score. You know, there's been some correlation between the type of people you let in, you know, for your credit score. So I'm not saying go out and trash your credit score, no. You know, everybody know how to keep it up, keep it at a good number. You know, just if you have a car, make sure you're paying it off, stay below that 30% of the limit. And you'll be in good shape. But do I preach credit scores? I don't. Again, that doesn't have anything to do with your net worth. It doesn't say how much you're worth because you have a high credit score. It just means that you probably borrowed more money than anybody else and paid it back. So now this RIQ tool, when I was referring to earlier about how much do you need at retirement? You know, how do we figure that out? It's been a good website to check out. ChrisHogan360.com. He's on Dave Ramsey's team as well. Good guy. I've met all of them before. Yeah, so his big segment is on retirement, and he put together this tool. It's right down the site. Explain how much you want to live off per month in retirement, and to show you how to get there. Last point, you know, just keep faith in regardless of what you do. As Wilson told me to touch on it. I actually have a tattoo on my chest about the armor of God, Ephesians 11 through 17. Just pretty much talking about keeping the armor of God, the breastplate, you know, breastplate of armor, the helmet of salvation, and everything. And that's what I like to live by, live my life by, knowing that I'm covered with the armor of God. So that was, she wanted to know the significance of the tattoo, and that was it. Now, I want to do some hands-on activity. You feel like doing it?
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
There's something else that you consider too. It seems to me that you could save a lot of money if you could get off the grid.
Yeah, you good.
You know, there's
Do y'all know what he means when he say live off the grid? So it's a little intense. I don't know if y'all hype me up for that.
there's
Off the lane.
you know, and that way if the power goes out, your power doesn't go out. You know, you could go total electric and possibly, you know, use some solar, winders, whatever, different things to generate your own electricity. And if you have an electric car too, you can possibly provide your own electricity and not have the gasoline expense and all the.
Yeah. So that is definitely an extreme case. Yeah, you save all the money you want to on that. So when you live out the grid, what he's saying is like you said, you're moving into the woods.
I have to go.
And, a lot of people do it.
Let's try this.